there everybody, Sam Strains here. Welcome back to another requests video today. This is the autumn requests video and I can't believe it's autumn already. Where's the year gone? And it's not even early autumn, we're well into autumn now. So yep, this is a requests video where I basically run exactly what you want me to run, and these requests from today have been taken from the comment section of the summer requests video that I did back in August, I think it was, or maybe even July, I can't remember. Nonetheless, there's 21 to show today, and obviously it takes a long time to set up these trains, so that's the reason I can only do 21. And of course I don't want the video to go on for too long as well, because I think that would make you all want to throw yourselves off a cliff. So we won't do that, but let's get started. The first three are very good. I've got them all on a list, as you can see here. All these are going to be good. Let's get to it then, let's try it. Okay, let's start with the first three then. So we have Jake, who's also known as Bonnie Gaming, who made a request that I very strongly approve of, and that was to see the schools class with some Southern Railway coaches. So there is that. Let me just move it forward a touch further. There we go, love that one, that's grand. Okay, and then Sam Hussey, or sorry, it's Sam Hussey, wanted to see the Scotsman and Gordon double heading pulling a Pullman special. So here it is. Very good idea there. You've got the Flying Scotsman in the front, of course, Gordon just behind, and then a rake of 5 Pullman coaches, as you're going to see in just a second. And then on the inside line, we have William Thomas 199, who wanted to just see Edward. So Edward's not running on his own, he's got some ex-LNE Artique coaches with him, as you can tell, and I think they look very nice with him actually. So let's get these three trains moving and we'll have a little look at them run, shall we? There we go. Great ideas, folks. I think they're great. Here we are, we've got Edward and the beautiful schools class. Look at that. What good ideas. And where's the Pullman Express? Give you a chance, another chance to see those Pullman coaches go past. There they go. Looks great. Oh yes, I ought to show more of the schools class really, because it's one of the personal favourites of mine. There we go, there's the double header, the first of many today probably. There we go, brilliant. Right, I'm going to change these over and put the next three on then, so be right back in just a second. Okay, so we got Reading Blue Mountain Northern 425 FO Life, Daylight with any coaches, so there it is, there's the Daylight, and I put those sort of orange and red coaches on them, because they look the most like the proper coaches. Then we have John T. Marsh 04, who wanted to see the Flying Scotsman with wagons, and I think that's a really cool idea. So there she is with some wagons, I don't often do that. And then Alex, your friend in need, wanted to see Emily double heading with Thomas with an express train, so there it is, got the Pullmans again. And that's very unusual, that's definitely not something I've done before. So let's have a quick session with these then, and I hope you enjoy it. There we go, Scotsman with wagons. I think that's a very original idea. I like that. Don't believe I've ever done that before on the channel. I might be wrong about that. It's happened before. Let's have a look for the express double header. There it is. Emily and Thomas looking good together. Obviously Thomas is quite a bit faster than Emily, so I think he might be pulling her along a little bit, but they've both still got smiles on their faces, so that's a good sign. And of course between them they become quite powerful, so they've got enough grunt to pull those Pullman coaches. And then we got the Daylight, which I think is a very nice idea as well. I don't run her as much as I ought to. So there she is, just disappearing there. Very nice. There we go, fantastic. Such an impressive loco, that Daylight. Very good. Okay, time to let these have a break then. So there is Thomas and Emily. Steady on, people. Let those two have a rest, because they've been working very hard to pull that. It was quite a big train, isn't it, that, of Pullman coaches. So for small engines, they did very well. And then we've got John T. Marsh's Flying Scotsman with the wagons. What a good idea that is. Bring that to a stop. Right, there. Stop it right next to Thomas. There we go. And now we're just waiting on the daylight, which of course is here from Reading Blue Mountain Northern 425 for life. There we go. Quite a big username, that one. And there she is. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to clear these off and we'll move on to the next set. Be right back. Okay, let's move on to the next set then, and this next request is from Elf Motion, and all he wanted to see was engines from the 1800s, which isn't very specific, so I've made a bit of a choice on this one. And since these videos tend to feature quite unusual trains, I thought I would have a stab at doing an unusual train myself. So here you have the LMYR Class 5 with some Southern coaches, which is quite unusual in itself, but if you wait till the back of the train appears, you can see that we have, hang on, the Drummond 700 class, which is a Southern locomotive, and it's also from the 1800s, so that still fits. So hopefully you'll enjoy seeing that. That's quite unusual. Now Oliver the Grand wanted to see the N2 and the 14XX, I think that's right, double heading with some open wagons, so that's what we've got going on here. Let me bring it into the shot. There we go, we've got the Great Northern N2 with the 14XX, and yeah, sure enough, they have quite a nice set of open wagons, as you can see there. Okay, now this final one for the inside line is also quite odd. So this was Diamond Miner HD RPG Gamer, wanted to see the HST, BR coaches and corridor coaches with the A4. So, here we go. The only way I could think of doing this was to have the A4. So there's the A4, that's Mallard, with the corridor coaches, check, LMER coaches. Then we've got into city coaches, and on the back, of course, the HST train, well, engine car. So that is quite odd, as I'm sure you'll agree. So let's get these three going. Quite lovely, these, in their own ways, because they're just so unusual. So let's get them all started, and hope you enjoy this little run. Well, these are quite brilliantly unusual. I think this is really cool. I think that one has to be the most unusual so far. So if there is still time to get a request in, see if you can do something more unusual than this. That's the challenge. I'm sure it can be done. Nice to see some more engines from the 1800s as well, albeit on probably not a very prototypical train. But there's the 700 class helping her along at the back. Very odd that is. Like it though. There you go, one more look at that one. I do like Southern coaches though, I'm a bit of a sucker for Southern coaches. And the 700 class, as you know, so yeah. Okay, time for a change then. I'll just let these guys go past you once more. There we go, and I'll be right back in just a second then with the next lot. Great idea so far though guys, loving it, very cool. Okay, so this is the 14XX with a coach and a brake van, which I believe is supposed to look like the Tipfield Thunderbolt. So that was Jurgen who wanted to see that. And then we have the Thompson B1, which was Gamer X. Gamer X wanted to see that. And just down there we have Tornado, and Riders Time wanted to see Tornado. So I'll let these run for a sec, hope you enjoy them. Very nice. I think that is supposed to look like a Tipfield Thunderbolt, which is why I chose that coach. Because that coach is a bit similar to the one. Not quite right, obviously, but similar. There's a Tornado, got to love that one. Yeah, I don't show Tornado very often, do I? But she is very lovely, I've got to admit. There we go, there she is again, the 14XX. Oh, we might get them all in the one shot now. Just waiting for the B1, and this B1 is actually in a British Railways livery, although this must have been modelled early on in British Railways because it still looks very much like the Doncaster Green to me, so yeah, I don't know, is that what happened? I assume so. Okay, well that was great, I love that. Let me just stop Tornado before she gets away. Yeah, those were a little bit more conventional, weren't they? So yeah, hopefully you like those. Very nice indeed. Let me just wait for the other two to arrive then. We've got looks like the B1 up next. Yep. Let me bring her to a stop. Very lovely that one is. And of course the 14XX playing the Tipfield Thunderbolt. There we go, very lovely. Okay, I'm going to change these over and I'll be right back. Okay, moving on then to yet more awesome ideas. This next one, and bear with me because it's a bit of a tricky name, it's N21744. That's the channel name. Wanted to see the B12 double heading with Bucklaw and pulling some teaks. So here it comes. Quite a tricky combination this, because the B12 and Bucklaw go at slightly different speeds, and I think you've got to do a bit of modification to the front bogie of the A3 if you want to be able to fit a coupling to it. So the B12's had to go at the back, which means it's a little bit precarious, but I think we're okay there. Now Trainmaster, Class 20 I think is his name, wanted to see some A4s with LNER coaches. So there's lots of A4s of course running today, but here's one just for you. This one's Gadwell of course, and it has got some teak coaches, ex-LNER coaches though, these are. So there are those, very nice. And then Zeo93 wanted to see a small tank engine with a mixture of small coaches, oh she's noisy, small coaches and wagons. So I've chosen the Terrier, and as you can see she's got some of those small LMS coaches and some Weetabix wagons. Okay, so let's get the A4 started. There she goes, and let's get the B12 and Bucklaw started. There you go, and enjoy the running session. It will be brief, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Alright, let's get started. There we go, there's the A4. Very nice, that one. I have actually managed to fry the sound decoder in that one, sadly. But Hornby have just started making them to buy separately, so I might have to do that. Yeah, I don't know how it happened. I might have mixed DC and DCC signals together, which was naughty. It was my fault, so I'll have to fix her. But she works okay on DC, as you can tell, and the Terrier is just fine there. Look at that. What a nice idea that is. Slightly odd combination of rolling stock there, but that's what's so good about these videos, I think. And she's ground to a halt. Bless her. I think the weight of the world was just too much for her. Let's give her a little bit of help. There we go, that's Percy's corner again. Percy did that once, didn't he? There you go. There's the Terrier with her coaches. We'll just wait on the other guys. Or girls, I should say. Here comes Gadwell right now. There she is. Who always looks nice with ex-LNER coaches, I think. And where's that double header? There it is. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to move on then. I'll swap these all over and I'll show you what's coming up next. Let this finish going past. There you go, lovely. Okay, next up then we have the Caledonian single wheeler double heading with Emily with some teaks, and it was Aaron Does Stuff that wanted to see that. And then we have Duck double heading with the 14XX, which I suppose is supposed to look like Oliver. And they've got some stone wagons and also Toad on the back. And yep, that was requested by Bernard Schreidwern. I don't know how to say that, so I'm sorry about that. Then of course TNR Films asked to see the Flying Scotsman pulling Annie and Clarabelle, so that's exactly what you've got there. And I think that's quite a nice idea as well. Don't think I've done that before, so very good. All those are very interesting, well done. This train is a bit of a struggle because the Caledonian is so much faster than Emily. But Emily's holding it at bay, but I don't want to be doing that for too long because it might ruin the wheels. So let's bring these to a stop and see what's coming up next. Okay, the Flying Scotsman's in first then, so let's bring her to a stop with Annie and Clarabelle, of course. There we go, very nice. And here we have just coming in now Emily and the Caledonian. I love that idea, that is so cool. And I once again never have done that before. Yep, I like that, that's very clever, well done. And finally then we have Duck and Oliver, I suppose that's what it's supposed to look like, the 14XX. Fantastic, what a good lot that was, very cool. Okay, let's move on then and I'll show you what's next. Okay, here we are then on the last lot. So this first one on the outside line is from Trainboy 13. I think that's right, yeah, Trainboy 13, and his request was just simply to see some tank engines. So I put 3 tank engines together in a triple header. We've got the Lima J50, the Hornby Ginty, there we go, and I think that's the J52, is it, from the LNER? Or the Great Northern, I should say. I always forget that one. I hope it's the J52. More than likely it's not though, so please correct me on that if I'm wrong. Okay, so Anoop Dillon wanted to see Bill and Ben pulling together. Nice simple request, very good idea, pulling together. So there they are, and I've given them some wagons because I think they work at the quarry, or they have in the past. Okay, that was very nice. Let me get the next one started. So this next one was an idea from Nurse Noodles 67, that's Sean. He wanted to see the J15 with Toad, Kit Kat wagons and flatbed wagons. So there that goes, there's the J15, a few flatbeds there, the Kit Kat wagons and also the Toad brake van. Alright, let's get the others started. There goes Bill and Ben. And the tank engines. Very good, okay, and enjoy this last lot then folks. There we go. Been a very long while since I've done a triple header, so I think that's quite enjoyable. Well, it is for me anyway. I hope you guys like seeing that. Of course, there's a lot of power there, but not an awful lot of wagons put onto that. Be interesting to know how much they can pull. There's the J15 there, and also Bill and Ben. And it sounds like they've managed to get themselves a derailed wagon. Well, these aren't troublesome trucks, but they're proving to be quite troublesome, aren't they? Oh dear. Okay, let me fix that. There we go, that's better. I hope it is. Let me speed Bill and Ben up, I've not got them going too quick, have I? There we go. It's a bit better. That J50's working hard at the front, isn't it? Crikey. Gonna have to clean the track after that one, if it's not too hot to touch. There's the J15. Such a lovely model that is. I probably don't show it as much as I ought to. Yeah, that's one to show more often, I think. And again, quite a nice little train that. Nice little selection of wagons. Alright folks, well that's just about it for today's session then. Hope you really enjoyed that. And of course, if you would like one of your requests to be shown, get it in the comments very quickly. But do look out, because if I post a comment at the top saying no more, then please don't send any more in, because I hate to tell people that they're too late. But yeah, that's just about it. Hope you liked it. It's always so interesting to see people's different ideas, which is why I keep doing these, because it's great. And also it gives you a chance to see exactly what you want to see as well. So hope you enjoyed that. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Cheers everybody.